vengeance.
The upcoming DC movie lineup is looking pretty exciting now that James Gunn and Peter Safran are heading to DC Studios. Their new plan, DCU Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters, kicks off with Creature Commandos in December 2024. But they are really going to shine in 2025 and 2026. We can look forward to Superman, Supergirl, and another Batman movie. But there's more. There are also several Elseworlds projects coming our way, like The Batman 2 and Joker 2. Joker Folie à Deux will be released on October 4th, 2024. Joaquin Phoenix is back as Arthur Fleck, the Joker, and this time, Lady Gaga joins him as Harley Quinn. The film is a musical set in Arkham Asylum, but it's said to be more like A Star is Born than In the Heights. Brendan Gleeson and Catherine Keener are also part of the cast, with Zazie Beetz returning as Sophie from the first film. There are hints of multiple Jokers, but we'll have to wait and see. The trailer shows Fleck and Quinn falling in love and planning their escape from Arkham. There are also scenes of Arkham on fire and Gaga in her Harley Quinn costume. Not much else is known yet, but it's sure to be a wild ride. But what's next? Superman, July 11, 2025. We've got a lot of new info about Superman, the first movie in the revamped DC Universe. We know when it's coming out, when they started filming, and who's playing the lead roles. After James Gunn and Peter Safran took over as co-CEOs of DC Studios in late 2022, they laid out their plans for the new DC Universe in early 2023. With The Flash resetting things, Gunn's new strategy will expand the DC franchise across movies, TV, and video games, starting with Creature Commandos, Waller, and of course, Superman, where a new actor will take on the role of Kal-El. Gunn's recent success with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has pumped up the excitement for Superman, even though there was some drama over Henry Cavill not returning. Gunn wants a younger Superman this time around. The film will dive into a fresh story for the Man of Steel, and Gunn has said Superman is a top priority for DC Studios. Recent updates include set photos and videos giving us a peek at the cast in action, with scenes featuring military setups and glimpses of Clark Kent's everyday life. We've seen David Corenswet as Superman and Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, plus a few other characters like Frank Grillo's Rick Flag Sr. and an unnamed masked figure. The big news? The Superman costume was revealed on April 6, 2024, and has sparked a lot of buzz. Filming kicked off in late February 2024, and the film's official title is now just Superman, instead of Superman Legacy. Gunn mentioned that the final draft made it clear the title needed to be simply Superman, hinting at what we can expect from this new take on the iconic hero. Even though Henry Cavill isn't returning as Superman, James Gunn has found a great new Clark Kent in David Corenswet. Announced in June 2023, Corenswet, who has often been mentioned by fans as a perfect choice for Superman, will be taking over the role. His look is reminiscent of both Cavill and the late Christopher Reeve, and Gunn believes Corenswet's acting chops will bring the character to life in a new way. Rachel Brosnahan, known for her role in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, will play Lois Lane. She beat out other contenders like Emma Mackey and Phoebe Dynevor for the role. Gunn values Lois Lane's casting as highly as Superman's because of her key role in the stories. With Brosnahan's impressive talent, fans can look forward to seeing a standout Lois Lane when the film drops in 2025. Several exciting castings for Superman have been announced recently. Alongside David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan, we've got some cool additions. Anthony Carrigan will play Metamorpho. Eddie Cathagee is set for Mr. Terrific. Nathan Fillion is Green Lantern Guy Gardner. Isabella Merced will be Hawkgirl, and Maria Gabriela de Faria is cast as the Engineer. The Engineer's role is particularly interesting because it hints at other members of the Authority potentially appearing before their own DCU movie. The Hollywood Reporter also shared that Skylar Gisondo will play Jimmy Olsen, and Sarah Sampaio is rumored to be Eve Teschmacher, Lex Luthor's assistant. Wendell Pierce has been announced as Perry White, Clark Kent's boss at the Daily Planet. As for the villainous Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult has been confirmed for the role. Gunn has made it clear that Lex will be the main antagonist, giving Hoult a great opportunity to showcase his villainous chops, building on his standout performances in The Great and The Menu. In 2024, there have been more exciting casting updates for Superman. Pruitt Taylor Vince and Neva Howell have been cast as Jonathan and Martha Kent, bringing a perfect touch to the warm parental roles crucial to Superman's story. June 2024 also added Michaela Hoover and Christopher McDonald as Daily Planet reporters Kat Grant and Ron Troop. Beck Bennett will join the cast as another Daily Planet reporter, Steve Lombard. Additionally, Terrence Rosemore is set to play a mysterious character named Otis, who is speculated to be Lex Luthor's henchman, matching a character with a history of working for Luthor. Peter Safran mentioned that the new Superman film isn't an origin story. Instead, it'll focus on Superman juggling his Kryptonian roots with his human upbringing. Clark Kent will already be working at the Daily Planet and interacting with characters like Lois Lane, so we won't see the same old storylines again. The film will stay true to Superman's core values but give them a modern twist. As Safran put it, Superman represents truth, justice, and the American way, and will show kindness in a world that might see it as old-fashioned. James Gunn has said the film will draw inspiration from the 2005 to 2008 All-Star Superman comic run, where Superman faces near death from solar overexposure and performs heroic tasks to make peace before his end. This fresh take aligns with the new approach to beloved DC heroes. Lex Luthor will also feature in the film. The casting call for Apex hints that a superpowered version of Lex might be involved. Since Gunn confirmed Lex will be the main antagonist, it's likely the story will have him in a more physically powerful role, allowing him to go toe-to-toe with Superman. The Batman 2. The Batman dropped in March 2022 and kicked off a new chapter for The Dark Knight. Now, we're looking ahead to The Batman Part 2. Here's the scoop. The sequel might include the Joker, and there are some exciting spin-off shows in the works. Directed by Matt Reeves, who co-wrote the script with Peter Craig, the film picks up with Robert Pattinson's Batman in his second year of fighting crime in Gotham. The ending of the first film definitely set the stage for a sequel, and with fans loving this new take on Batman, The Batman 2 seems like a sure thing. Even though it's not on DC's immediate release schedule, Matt Reeves is reportedly busy working on it. So here's what you need to know about The Batman Part 2, who might be back from the cast, when the sequel might hit theaters, and whether Barry Cohen's Joker will get more screen time. As of June 2024, the latest update on The Batman Part 2 is that the script is still in progress. James Gunn confirmed that the script is being worked on, but there hasn't been much information for a while, which had some fans concerned. When asked about the script's timeline, Gunn said it'll be ready when Matt thinks it's ready, meaning Matt Reeves has the freedom to perfect it. The response may be a bit frustrating for those wanting a set timeline, but it suggests Reeves is taking his time to make sure the sequel meets the high standards of the first film. Any delays should mean the script won't be rushed, which is important for a movie with such a detective-focused plot. Before this, in September 2023, it was revealed that Warner Bros. Discovery made finishing the script a priority after the Writers Guild Association strikes. While the strikes might have contributed to delays and the shift of the release date to 2026, this extended timeline should give ample time for The Batman Part 2's production to come together. For The Batman Part 2, Robert Pattinson is the only cast member officially confirmed to return as Bruce Wayne. Zoe Kravitz is expected to reprise her role as Catwoman, while Jeffrey Wright and Andy Serkis are likely to return as Jim Gordon and Alfred respectively. Barry Cohen might have a bigger role as the Joker this time around. Colin Farrell's Penguin and Barry Cohen's Joker are also expected to be prominent in the sequel. Paul Dano's Riddler could make a return as well, especially since he's still alive and had a significant interaction with Joker, setting him up as a potential major threat throughout the trilogy. At the end of The Batman, the Riddler's new alliance with the Joker and Arkham Asylum hints at a possible team-up between them in The Batman 2, or potentially in the Arkham Asylum show. There's also a clue in the Joker's riddle that could point to the Court of Owls, a secretive criminal group of Gotham's elite. Pattinson's Batman hints that Gotham will be rebuilding, but with increased chaos and corruption following Carmine Falcone's death. Barry Cohen's Joker, who only appears briefly in the final scene of The Batman, might have a larger role in the sequel. A deleted scene featuring a 5-minute interaction between Joker and Batman was cut from the film to avoid overshadowing Paul Dano's Riddler, but Cohen's performance was notable. Cohen's Joker is distinct from previous versions, with a disfigured face and the classic Joker laugh. Studios are gradually revealing more about this version of the character, suggesting he could play a major role in the Batman 2. Meanwhile, the Penguin, who was Falcone's ally, could also emerge as a significant villain in the sequel. His spin-off show might set up his storyline, while the Arkham Asylum show could introduce viewers to a new take on the Joker. Given the Joker's appearance in The Batman, it's highly probable that he will feature in The Batman 2. A deleted scene, which was released on YouTube by Matt Reeves, shows Batman visiting the Joker in Arkham Asylum to question him about the Riddler. This suggests that the Joker will have a more significant role in the sequel. The character's long-awaited reveal might be building up to a major confrontation, potentially reserved for the finale of the franchise. However, having both the Joker and the Riddler in one movie could be overwhelming, as their intense rivalry might be too much for the Batman 2 to handle effectively. Another intriguing possibility is the Court of Owls. The film's ending hints at their potential involvement, with the court representing the most corrupt of Gotham's elite. As Gotham continues to spiral into chaos after the Riddler, the Court of Owls could become a central focus in the sequel. While everything remains speculative for now, the villain in The Batman Part 2 is expected to offer a fresh and compelling take, similar to Paul Dano's reinvention of the Riddler. Warner Brothers has been busy planning spin-offs in the Batman's universe. Initially, a series focused on the Gotham Police Department was set for HBO Max, but it's now on indefinite hold due to disagreements, making way for a new project. The latest development is an untitled Arkham Asylum series, which could be the perfect platform to introduce the Joker, though this hasn't been confirmed yet. Matt Reeves has hinted that this show will lean into the horror genre, making Barry Cohen's eerie Joker a fitting addition. The newest confirmed spin-off is a Penguin-focused show, actively in development with HBO Max. Colin Farrell will star, exploring Oswald Cobblepot's rise and his backstory following the events of The Batman. Although a Catwoman spin-off hasn't been officially confirmed, Matt Reeves has shown interest in creating one, and given Zoe Kravitz's success in the role, it might happen. Additionally, there are reports that Reeves is meeting with writers and directors for more series and films within the Batman's universe, with characters like Scarecrow, Clayface, and Professor Pig potentially involved. However, with ongoing changes in the DC Universe and Warner Discovery, these plans could shift. What's clear is that these spin-offs will definitely connect to The Batman Part 2. With Warner Brothers moving away from the Zack Snyder-era DC heroes, some fans wondered if The Batman might kick off a new universe. However, James Gunn confirmed in January 2023 that The Batman Part 2 and related projects will stay separate from the new DC universe. Instead, they will fall under the DC Elseworlds banner, which is used for alternate universes not tied to the main continuity. The new DC universe will feature its own Batman, who will appear in Batman the Brave and the Bold. This film will introduce Robin back to the big screen and is expected to have a lighter tone compared to Reeves' dark portrayal. Whether audiences will embrace having two different Batman series at the same time remains to be seen, but for now, The Batman Part 2 will have the creative freedom to continue its darker, unique storyline. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, 26 June 2026. Kara Zor-El is set to hit the big screen again in the upcoming film Supergirl. Originally called Woman of Tomorrow, this film will be part of the new DC Universe, which kicks off with Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters. James Gunn and Peter Safran are leading DC Studios as they reboot their franchises, drawing inspiration from the comics that made DC famous. With Superman starting this new universe, it makes sense that his cousin Supergirl will soon follow and carry on his legacy. Here's the lowdown on what to expect from this exciting new Supergirl adventure. Supergirl, aka Kara Zor-El, first appeared in Action Comics number 252 back in 1959. She's Superman's cousin, but unlike Kal-El, Kara never aimed to be a hero. She dreamt of a quiet life in Argo City. However, with Krypton facing destruction, her parents sent her to Earth in a pod to join her infant cousin, Kal-El. When Kara arrived on Earth, she found herself decades out of sync. Krypton had already exploded, and her baby cousin was now an adult. This left Kara grappling with the loss of her home and her newfound powers. Adjusting to her new life was challenging for Kara, especially since she had to cope with the destruction of Krypton and her extraordinary abilities. This sets her apart from Superman, leading to her own unique adventures. Over time, Kara embraces her role as a hero, joining the Justice League, becoming a Red Lantern, and even being part of the Legion of Superheroes. Her strength comes not just from Earth's yellow sun, but also from her inner resilience. The upcoming Supergirl film will be based on Tom King's graphic novel, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. In this story, Kara Zor-El is on a galaxy-spanning journey to celebrate her 21st birthday with her trusty companion, Krypto the Superdog. Along the way, she encounters a young woman named Ruthie, who is seeking revenge against the man who killed her father. Kara's journey becomes more complicated when they land on a planet with a red sun, which robs her of her powers. Despite this, she remains committed to doing the right thing. The story follows their quest across the galaxy to find the murderer, showing Supergirl's bravery, toughness, and vulnerabilities. Woman of Tomorrow is celebrated as one of the most impactful recent DC Comics stories. If you're interested, you can check out the graphic novel to dive deeper into Kara's adventure. Now the question is, who's playing Supergirl next? Back in 1984, Helen Slater was Supergirl in the movie Supergirl. Then, Melissa Benoist took over the role in the CBS show, which later moved to the CW, Supergirl. She became pretty much the face of Supergirl for almost 10 years, sharing the screen with Stephen Amell's Green Arrow and Grant Gustin's The Flash in the Arrowverse. Recently, Sasha Calle played Kara in the big screen team-up with The Flash. Now, 3 actresses have tried out for the next Supergirl: Millie Alcock from House of the Dragon, Emilia Jones from Coda, and Meg Donnelly from the Winchesters and Legion of Superheroes all auditioned. It looks like Alcock is set to take on the role next. On January 30, 2024, James Gunn shared his enthusiasm for Millie Alcock, noting that she was the first person he suggested for the Supergirl role to Peter Safran, even before he'd read the comics. He had just watched House of the Dragon and felt Alcock had the right edge, grace, and authenticity for the DCU's Supergirl. Now, it's all coming together. Gunn also gave a hint about their take on Kara Zor-El, saying she'll be a tougher and more complex Supergirl than previous versions. Unlike Superman, who was raised by loving parents, Kara spent her first 14 years on a piece of Krypton, where she saw everyone around her die, making her much harsher and more troubled. Currently, the key figures on the project include James Gunn, Peter Safran, and Tom King. Anna Nogueira has written the screenplay, which Gunn praised on Threads, calling it a fantastic adaptation of Woman of Tomorrow. The film still needs a director, but Craig Gillespie, known for I, Tonya, is reportedly a contender. Other confirmed movies. Several exciting DC movies are confirmed, but don't have release dates yet. First up is The Brave and the Bold, which will feature Batman and his son Damian Wayne as Robin. This film, directed by Andy Muschietti, is based on Grant Morrison's Batman run and will offer a fresh take on the dynamic duo, different from Robert Pattinson's Batman or the Matt Reeves films. Next, there's a new Swamp Thing movie in the works. While details are scarce, it's expected to delve into the origins of the mysterious character and will have a darker tone compared to other DC projects. The Authority is another intriguing addition, bringing Wildstorm characters into the DCU. The film will focus on a group that takes matters into their own hands to do what they believe is right. Lastly, the Teen Titans are heading to the big screen with a new movie. Anna Nogueira, known for her work on the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow script, is writing the project. Details about the cast are still under wraps, but it's exciting news for fans of the comics. Well, that's it for today. That's a glimpse into the exciting DC movies lined up for 2025 and 2026. With new takes on classic characters like Superman and Batman, plus intriguing projects like Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, there's plenty to look forward to. What upcoming DC movies are you most excited about and why? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you at the next one.